There are a few, and I'll go over some of the more common types. Often you see something called a triple net lease. And a triple net lease is where the tenant is responsible for everything. So maintenance of everything, payment of all taxes, all insurance, everything. It's simply, there's an amount of money that they pay every month to their landlord, and based on, typically a stated rent. Sometimes there's a percentage rent as well. But the landlord's a financial owner essentially, and the tenant runs the show with a triple net lease. You also, in your typical, commercial lease, let's say you have an office lease. An office lease pretty commonly is just, you pay your stated rent, and it's for a space in an office building. You pay your common area maintenance charge. It's your typical, not overly complex usually. And then for retail, there's usually a little wrinkle. Quite often there's a percentage rent component, meaning that you have a landlord, he's going to have a base rent, right? You're going to pay this amount no matter what. And then based on your gross sales, usually your gross revenue, the landlord is going to get a percentage of those gross revenues, and either it's above a certain threshold amount, perhaps, or maybe it's from the first dollar. But that's pretty common in shopping centers. And the reason it's common, it's good for landlords because they have a vested interest in your business doing well in that circumstance. And it also, if your business isn't doing as well, then you're not going to pay as much in rent. So it's not necessarily a bad thing for the tenant, but it's an additional reporting and accounting requirement, because a lot of times the landlord is going to want to see your sales tax returns, for example, to get your gross sales so they know what the percentage rent's going to be. And a lot of times they'll audit the books, to make sure that you're actually reporting the correct amount of sales. And if you fail to, if there's a margin of error, maybe 2.5%, error, you might have to pay for the audit. But it's typical things that you see.